Alright y'all, it's KJ here with the Urban Fruit Forest, back with another video for you guys. Episode 3 on how to grow your own dragon fruit. If you guys been tuning in, you should have seen episode 1 and episode 2 by now. So you guys should have, if you've been following correctly, you guys should have canopies that look something like this. They're a bit crazy because we haven't pruned the tops yet. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys pruning tips so we can manage our canopy, some fertilizing tips so we get some fruit, flowering fruit. And lastly, I'm going to show you guys quick maintenance tips in order to keep your plants nice and healthy. So before we jump into this video, I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys to follow us on all our social media platforms. I got the handles down below in the description. And if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel and let's dive in. Alright, so right here is that American Beauty trellis that we got started at the beginning of this season. It looks a bit wacky, looks a bit crazy, but we got a lot of growth going on. This plant is really healthy. So what I'm going to explain to you guys is some pruning tips on how to manage your canopy so that it doesn't get looking all crazy, right? So personally, me, after you guys should have all snipped the tip right now at the top of your trellis so that you start to get branches to come out. More than likely, you're going to have more than 3 branches popping out from each plant. Me personally, I don't like to keep more than 2 to 3 branches for every main plant. So for example, let's go ahead and zoom in and I'm going to show you guys an example of what I'm talking about. So let's take a look at this main branch right here. This is our main branch right here that we ended up tipping. You can see I tipped it right here. And if we count correctly, we'll see that we have more than 3 branches coming out of here. So we have 1, 2, 3 right here, 4 right here, 5 right here. So what we're gonna want to do is, I personally like to keep 2 so that the plant focuses all its energy toward those main 2 branches. I didn't count this one right here because it's a part of this main branch. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, and I highly advise that you guys do, is go ahead and prune your main branch so that it has no more than 2 to 3, preferably 2 branches coming out. So let's go ahead and take this one out. Let's take this one right here out. Because all these are doing is just sucking energy away from the main branch. That's essentially trying to give you fruit at the end, right? So, and I know what you guys are probably thinking, more branches mean more fruit. That is true, but we want to go about this the right way. So now we got this cleaned up. We have 2 main branches coming off that main branch. So, well, sub branches coming off the main branch. So we got 1, 2, and this one right here is coming off of this sub branch. So this would be a sub branch to this sub branch. This branch right here, I'm not gonna lie to keep, same thing, no more than 2 to 3 branches. So I'm gonna let this go ahead and situate itself, and we're gonna take a look at the other trellises that we have going. And I'm gonna give you guys another example. This is another trellis that we got started at the beginning of the season. This one's physical graffiti. So I'm gonna go ahead and dig into here. I know it's really hard for you guys to see it, but I'm gonna make sure that we have no more than 2 to 3 branches per branch. So I'm gonna go ahead into here. This one I already went in here and got situated. So this one has 3. 1, 2, 3. This one has 2 coming out of it. There's one down here you guys probably can't see, so I'm gonna go ahead and snip it off. It's a pretty good cutting. I'm gonna make sure I get it rooted. Let's get into here. Oh, this one was hiding, so we're gonna go ahead and get this one out of there. Sometimes these are real difficult to find. Let's get this out of here. Where we at? Let's get you out of here. Let's get you out of here. These are all just energy suckers, so we're gonna want to make sure that this plant's putting all its energy to no more than 2 to 3 branches. This one's a difficult one to find. Ooh, we got it though. Got you out of there. Go. This one right here we do not need. There we go. So we got this looking nice and clean. If you could possibly see this one sticking up right here, I'm gonna be honest with you, I already know that this isn't gonna form very well. It's growing straight up. We're about to get into hurricane season over here in Central Florida. This is not gonna last very long. So I'm gonna go ahead and save the time, get this out of here. So that's cleaning this up right here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at the other ones and clean them up. Camera went ahead and died on me, but I went ahead and got all my trellises cleaned up, got the canopies looking nice and clean, and now I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys some fertilizing tips and I'm gonna help you guys. Well, I personally feel like, some say it's a myth, it actually works for me. I'm gonna show you guys a good way to induce flowers in your dragons. But first and foremost, fertilizing. If you guys don't know what fertilizing is, it's pretty much feeding your plants. So you got your plants giving out a good amount of energy, whether it's producing flowers, whether it's pushing out new shoots, new branches. So you got to make sure you're giving your plants enough energy so that it can grow big and strong. So me personally, I have backyard chickens. So for me, finding fertilizers is very hard. I use the deep litter method. So with the deep litter method, pretty much all the chicken manure that they've been producing for me all throughout the season gets composted in their bedding. After about 3 to 4 months, I collect their bedding, put it in my compost bin, let that break down a little bit more, and I usually feed my dragons chicken manure every 3 weeks. I would say around every 3 weeks. For those of you who do not have access to chicken manure like that, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys other options. So you can either go to your local box stores. They have chicken manure there. Vermicompost, I have a vermicompost bin. Sometimes I use earthworm castings, but you can also go to your local hardware stores and get worm compost from there. What else works really well? If you want to go to synthetic rock, a good 10-10-10 will work. I've heard people use Florinova Grow. I heard Florinova Grow works really well, but me personally, I would recommend chicken manure, earthworm castings. Chicken manure and earthworm casting gets the job done. Oh, fish emulsion works really well as well. Fish emulsion will also get the job done. Those 3 things right there will help push flower growth, branch growth. They're all in one. They work really well. So fertilizer, if I were you guys, I would go about that route. And in regards to producing flowers, you guys probably want to hear that. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this tipping method that we use on branches that are hanging well over the canopy. And I can actually show you results. Well, I personally feel like results. Some may say it's not, but it works for me. So let me go ahead and show you guys this tipping method to help you guys produce flowers. All right, so if you've gotten to the point where you have a decent amount of branches hanging over your canopy just like this, you're starting to notice that they'll just keep on growing if you don't stop them. They will keep on going. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what we could do in order to stop it from growing at its tips. We're gonna tip it, right? Bam. Tip it. Tip it. Just a few inches, you don't gotta do much. Tip it. Now let me tell you what this is gonna do. What I personally feel like it does. This plant, essentially, if it's mature enough, it's gonna start to plump up and get really fat. It's gonna stop to send shoots out here, and it's gonna work on producing flowers. It's gonna get plump, it's gonna fill up with nice, good energy, and I can show you guys this. It's gonna start to produce buds. Depending on the maturity of the plant, of course, but this tipping method has worked really well for me. That, plus fertilizing your plants, could really get you some buds. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you some plants that I went ahead and tipped not too long ago, and now we got buds from them. All right, let me go ahead and show you guys perfect examples of that tipping method I did. So I went ahead and tipped this physical graffiti not too long ago. You see I tipped a few inches off the branch, and look, we got a bud. Got another one right here. Tip. They get nice and plump. I don't know if you guys could tell, but these branches get nice and thick, and guess what we get? Buds. Same with this one here. Buds. So if your branches are mature enough, you could go ahead and tip them. And if you're feeding them right and taking care of them, you should be getting nice buds just like this. One of my favorite varieties, physical graffiti. Cannot go wrong with it. All right, that sums things up. I went ahead and gave you guys pruning, canopy management tips. Went ahead and gave you guys good options for fertilizing and feeding your plants. And went ahead and gave you guys a little trick/hack so you guys could go ahead and get some flowers on your mature branches. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys tapping into this video. If you like what you saw, go ahead and like and comment. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel and follow us all on social media. Follow us on all of our social media platforms. I'll have those down below in the description. And I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Appreciate y'all.